Welcome back to another episode of the Talk Terror Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. You become better for not only you, but the people you love and care about most. You gotta be a little uncomfortable and take that leap of faith. You're in control of the process. I'm here with you. If we don't continue to grow, if we don't continue to move on, we will be sad and upset. This morning, we're actually in an office that we just renovated out for myself for doing more work stuff when I'm back in town. So I thought it would be nice to talk about real estate a little bit, kind of talk about this project, talk about our interests and our desires to buy a property out of state. Specifically, we're looking to land a property in the Denver, Colorado area here coming up in the spring. Selling properties, what are some of the, maybe from an investor's point of view, what are the cons, what are things that we're scared of, what are things that we're looking for, and how can we protect ourselves in between. So I guess starting with this office, kind of just talking about renovations in general, I think it's exciting that we continue to learn more about it. And like anything you learn more about, it just becomes less and less scary. When I first started with a few things and just doing very basic stuff to renovate properties, to make them nicer, was very, very scared. I didn't know anything about construction. I was not taught anything about construction. I didn't particularly like or enjoy construction growing up. So the thoughts of doing things and making things nicer, doing this and that to add value and to make money, that let alone, make money doing that kind of stuff, never really crossed my mind. And now it's pretty incredible on how much you can do if you kind of I still continue to avoid properties with like structural damage. I know the things that we're kind of looking to buy, we want to make sure that the bones of the property are good, and so we can avoid some of the issues that come up as you start to peel a lot of the layers back, because there's just going to be some stuff you got to do. So what are some things that we could do, some basic renovations that could put some more money in your pocket? There's a old classic saying that caulk and paint make you a carpenter when you ain't. So if you're looking to spruce up your home or to make something nicer, or maybe you're just looking to buy something basic, it's incredible what a fresh coat of paint can do to a room, what some caulk can do, say, if you're scraping it off and redoing a bathroom or something in between that. Some of the basic stuffs to open our minds to and get excited about. If you're looking for fast track value, the most value that we've gotten out is we have this one duplex, and I put a new furnace in. And that new furnace cost me about $9,000. It's a really nice system. It heats both sides of the duplex. It's it's a really nice furnace system. But yeah, it did cost me $10,000, but that raised the value of the property dramatically. And additionally, I put in new windows at that one. That one cost me about $15,000, and that was 26 windows. I mean, prices have done nothing but go up. So when it comes to some of those major things, that's definitely where you're going to get the most bang for your buck when you're buying and putting it into the property. The problem with real estate is that, and this is a big reason and a motivator of why I'm so excited about continuing to grow my coaching company, get digital assets under my name, such as like courses and books and other directives that I can do, just coaching people from my computer, because real estate's just so locked up and it's very cyclical. But I mean, if you time it right, you only need a few deals to become a total millionaire. If you exclude primary residences, I mean, still real estate is the number one wealth creator in the world. However, there's like right now you see interest rates really, really high, and that makes it really, really tough for people to sell, people to qualify for financing, for people's prices to continue to appreciate. So it kind of gets squeezed on that end. However, inventory and housing is always just needed. So real estate's always going to be needed. Like people need places to rent and stuff like that. And we've rented out most of our units totally fine and not having real issues. Just when it comes to buying something, so our next big move is to buy a property out of state, and particularly in the Denver, Colorado area. So we have here, this is Denver, Colorado. So you have Denver right here, and then to the west, because that's where the mountains are at. So when you go west of Denver, see Golden, you might recognize Golden there. But really, we're trying to be in this Edgewater and Wheat Ridge area. So Edgewater and Wheat Ridge area, this is where I'm trying to buy a house. And there's a few options to go with this, trying to understand or trying to think of what it is that we want to do with the property, right? You got to run your numbers extensively. I don't really want to sell anything I got to buy it, but if I were to have to sell to get to a down payment option, I would do that. And there's in real estate you can do a 1031 exchange, so you sell your properties and you have to claim intention within a certain time period on an interest in another property, and then you get another time period to close on the property. And then if you exchange it for a similar, you're exchanging it, you're selling your assets to buy another asset, and you're pretty much just deferring the taxes, trying to avoid capital gains tax, trying to avoid some income taxes, and just avoid taxes in general on the money that you made from your last properties rolling into the other one. However, I'm not really I'm young. I don't mind renting things to people, and I'd prefer to just buy as much as I can. That was all what my mentors were always telling me. It's like, yeah, just try and gobble up as much as you can, manage it as long as you can, like try to enjoy it. And I mean, just don't sell them for a loss, right? Just keep renting them. And if you're smart and you're keeping the upkeep, you're doing the maintenance thing, you're trying to do your best to take care of your places, and you continue to raise the rents and make them nicer, and you have the debts locked in, long-term debt locked in, then I think we can try to just move forward. And it's like, can I afford to buy this property? That'd be the next question. It's like, okay, if I don't sell my other places, am I going to be able to afford this other property? Well, probably, depending on the situation, probably not. And I think putting that much financial capital up for myself doesn't make a ton of sense right now. So what would that mean? It would mean I need to get a partner. I need to partner with somebody, whether they pay for the down payment, whether they pay for like a percentage of the down payment, how we split up equity in the property. Do they own half of the property? I have one 8-unit property and I split everything 50-50. I didn't have to really put any money down. I put a couple $1,000s down just to show I had skin in the game. But my investor, he put down pretty much all of the money. But I run everything, whether it's taking the calls, doing the leases, kind of keeping up with the tenants, the management work, whatever. I hired another manager who lives in the house to kind of take care of that side of things. But we split that 50-50. I only had a couple grand into it, and I'm kind of looking to do something similar with this. It'll just reduce my exposure, high interest rates. I want a property in Denver really bad, and I would love to own it outright because 100% of something is a lot more than 50%. However, if my goals and intentions are, if my number one goal is to blow up a coaching company, like that is my number one goal, then I don't think increasing or pushing all of my chips onto the table to do a real estate deal makes a whole lot of sense. I've been talking to friends and family, and I know the owner of the property, so we're hoping to work out a deal that everyone can win at and see what we can get done and not over leverage myself. I mean, I have known sometime for a long time, I was so caught up with, I guess I can jump out of this, but yeah, this was the Edgewater Wheat Ridge area right outside of Denver, Colorado. That's what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at this property, but I'm not in a huge rush. I'm still in my 20s. I'm not trying to over leverage myself. I think this is that when people get over leveraged, that's when real risk happens. My original mentor in Chicago, he had partners and buddies and stuff who just kept going, rolling over. And some of them went off to be totally fine and rich out of their freaking minds, but some of them lost absolutely everything. And if I was completely committed to real estate and it wasn't just an investment portfolio, I'd probably go all in on that and probably put all my chips on the table for it, but I'm not. So I hope this episode was helpful. I guess I'm kind of just trying to talk and get my thinking out there of what I'm trying to do as an investor while I'm trying to grow another company and just kind of see where I'm trying to play my chips. Maybe you guys are trying to think of what investments do you like? Do you like stocks? Do you like real estate? Do you just like business in general? And I think there's so much to be said about trying to find just one or two things that you are really interested in, that you really like. I like low index funds. I don't pick individual stocks. I like real estate. I like rental properties. And then I believe that growing a company, a business that I love, and using that cash to kind of continue to invest back into the company and diversify myself over time is the strategy I'm taking. Thanks for checking out our content. If you want to learn more about investing in yourselves and working with me and our company personally, we offer a 6-week Total Life Mastery Bootcamp where we go over the most important topics to make sure that our life has the foundation we need to catapult us forward to take the right and proper actions to become happier and more productive, guaranteed, or our money back.